What's up, YouTube? Hefe coming to you, Captain Awesome's Fish Room. Having an awesome day. Second video, 10th time trying to make this video, guys. It's been mind-blowing. I was trying to show y'all fish, trying to show y'all plants. As you can see, it's lights out in here now. So I thought, you know what? It's been a while since I pointed the camera at my ugly mug, so why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? Thought I'd give y'all an update on myself. Show y'all how I'm doing. Now, I'm not going to do a feeding video, guys, so, don't expect to see me eat right now. Like I said in my earlier video, I'm going to answer a question that was asked to me to be answered on Q&A Friday. But I'm doing this dedicated video for this question because there simply just would not be enough time to answer this question fully inside of a Q&A Friday video. I just have, a couple other questions, and for me to try to fit, a hot topic like this one in there, and, give my opinion on it and stuff like that, guys, it just wouldn't have been plausible. I figured, why not do a dedicated video, and just gonna do a dedicated video. First, though, I want to do a shout out to two of my girls here on YouTube. First is Jean Rosa, commented on a video the other day that, saying that the energy in my video was, basically awesome. It made me feel super awesome. For somebody to say that my energy inside my videos is, great, basically what that's saying to me is that the energy that I'm putting into the video is coming through the screen to you and getting you as hyped as I am. And to know that, people enjoy watching my videos, enjoy the information I give, enjoy the stuff that I show. It's just a huge deal to me. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Second shout out, my other girl, aka Legs, commented today on one of my videos saying that my energy is contagious. This blew my mind, guys. That was the best comment I had gotten all day. It actually made my day today. Made me feel super good. For somebody to say that my energy is contagious, that literally means, hey, I got hyped up on this video. How awesome is that? I just thought, it literally blew my mind. I thought it was awesome, that somebody appreciated my videos that much. It's a great thing to hear. So thank you, aka Legs. And to everybody else, their links are going to be inside the description of this video. So make sure you go over and subscribe to their channel. Let's get interconnected inside the community. Let's grow it. And, I watch their videos, so, why not? Let's get everybody watching their videos, guys. Let's get everybody subbed to everybody. That way we don't have to worry about it and stuff like that. That brings me to my next point. I also get people saying, thank you for staying humble, thank you for commenting back, thank you for subscribing back. Guys, I want to let you know, no matter how big I get, as far as subscribers or how far this channel goes, I won't ever not subscribe back. I won't ever answer a comment back, or not answer a comment back. It's been a long time trying to make this video, guys, but yeah, I'll always answer back, I'll always subscribe back, and I just want everybody to know that. I really enjoy this hobby, and whether you have something good or bad to say to me, I'm going to come at it, as a learning experience. It doesn't bother me. I don't like bashing people on YouTube. I know some people do. It's fun, whatever, but it doesn't accomplish anything for me. So, good or bad, like I said, guys, I'll always answer you back. Some of y'all already know that. Actually, every one of my subscribers knows that I answer back. So, and everybody also knows that I sub get back when you sub to me. And actually, you know, I actually sub to people and never get back, sub back. And, you know, I didn't really realize that there was people out there that, you know, all they do is make videos. They don't correspond with their subscribers. You know, they don't... Oh, wait, did I say correspond? Okay, yeah, y'all know what I meant. But, you know, I just... If someone takes their time out of their day to watch my videos, I'm going to take the time out of my day to pay the same respects. I'm going to answer their comments. I'm going to subscribe back to your channel. It's as simple as that. I don't care if I have 1 million subscribers and get 130,000 comments on one video within a 4-hour period. I'm going to answer every one of those back. It may take me a day or two, guys, but you will get answered back. So let's get on to the main part of the video. Monster Fish Keeper asked me as a Q&A Friday question, you know, that deserves its own video, guys, because it's going to be a long answer. He asked, what is your take on the whole thing with LFS's going out of business, like in Cyclidman09's video? Let me start by saying that Cyclidman09's video that he posted yesterday on this topic, everything that he said in that video, I totally agree with. You know, he nailed the nail on the head. I mean, you know, he knows what he's talking about. I mean, it's true. Everything that he said, I totally concur with. He's absolutely correct in what he said. Now, I am going to go deeper into that subject. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. And let me start by saying that, you know, just like Forrest said, as a society, guys, we are trending towards, you know, internet. You know, it is what it is. I mean, as we get more technologically advanced, you know, we're going to start following that trend. I mean, otherwise, why even waste time creating it? You know, it just wouldn't make sense any other way. So, these fish, guys, they're amazing. So I want to start by saying, you know, as far as what Forrest said, you already know that I agree with him, but I want to elaborate on one thing. They are going out of business because of the internet. You know, well, not all of them, but, you know, the majority of, or let's say about half of them are going out of business because of prices. You know, the cost. You know, the overhead it takes to run a fish store, guys, I mean, it's substantial. To run my fish room alone, my electricity bill every month averages about $400. And, you know, the majority of that electricity is used in this room. Okay, I have lights, heaters, filters, whatever else I'm running in here, pumps, air pumps, excuse me, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, it uses a lot of electricity, and then comes water. You know, you use a lot of water in a fish room. You know, water changes, top-offs, you know, anything else you do with water in a fish room. I mean, it costs money. So overhead inside of an LFS, imagine a fish room on steroids, guys. Okay, the overhead to run an LFS is, you know, it's a substantial cost. So you do need to solidify your client base and make sure that you have repeat customers, continuing customers, good customers. And let me give you an example. My favorite LFS, I'm not going to say the name anymore because I don't want to give them any advertisement. They're not my favorite anymore, by the way. The woman that built this place from the ground up with her bare hands, not literally, but y'all get the figurative speech, okay? She ran this place. It was a gunship, guys. I mean, it was primo, okay? This was a great LFS. She had it open, I think, around 32, 33 years. Well, when the economic crisis hit, you know, on the economic crisis, you know, I don't like, well, we're not going to get into that. Economic crisis, when that hit, the overhead, you know, being what it was, started being too much. Now, that's not meaning that it cost more. That just means that the actual overhead of the store started being too much. Because, you know, I was going to say recession, guys. In my opinion, I don't think it was a recession. It was an economic crisis, but it wasn't a recession. I had to get that out. I'm sorry. You know, when we had the economic crisis, people didn't have the money they had before that hit. You know what I mean? So, you know, no one was buying as much in order for her to keep her overhead cost, you know, down and paid and stuff like that. So, you know, when you start losing that kind of stuff, the quality goes out the window. You know, not not the quality in the salesmanship, but the quality inside the product. You start getting expired products. You start getting to where you can't afford to replace die-offs. You can't afford to replace buyouts. You can hardly afford to pay your employees to work. So, I mean, you're basically working by yourself, which in and of itself is a daunting task to run a whole fish store by yourself. And, you know, by that happening, she had to figure out what she was going to do. Now, the road that she took, which a lot of LFSs do take, is offering a buyout. The problem with this is you go from a knowledgeable, quality LFS to a bastardized, junky piece of shit place that sells fish. That's what happens. Because you get somebody that sees how much you can charge for a coral or a fish or an aquarium, and in their mind, they're seeing dollar signs, but they're not seeing the overhead that it costs to run that store. They're not seeing the cost that, you know, you have to pay to replenish fish, or the cost that you have to pay to do water changes, or you know, the cost that you have to pay your employees to maintain it. I walked in a few months later after this guy bought this place, and it was completely bastardized. I mean, he completely turned it upside down and shook it, literally. I walked in and you could smell that water changes hadn't been done in months. And, you know, I heard him talking to a customer, and as I was walking around, and I heard him, you know, the customer asking about an electric blue Jack Dempsey. We all know what those are. Okay, so, and the customer was saying, well, where are they from? What kind of water do they need? Can they go with Africans? Apparently this guy really liked African cichlids, you know, which is great. And he continued to answer him. And what he said next blew my mind. He told that customer that an electric blue Jack Dempsey comes from South America, in the Amazon, and that you can put them with Africans. Of course you can, guys. I'm not saying that you can't. You can. I mean, they don't go together. You know, they can look beautiful together, but they don't go together. I didn't disagree with that, by the way. But what really bothered me is where he said it was from. South America in the Amazon. As y'all know, Jack Dempseys are actually Central American fish. They're from Mexico, Honduras. You know, and I just couldn't believe what I just heard, you know, completely lying to a customer. You know, because when you hear about South American cichlids, you get excited. I mean, you think aggression, you think big, you know, and, you know, Central American cichlids can be big too. Duh. But, so I walk up to him and I say, sir, they're not from South America and they're nowhere near the Amazon. And the owner looked at me and said, can I help you? And I said, well, I'm trying to help you help your customer. You know, you're wrong about where this fish is from. So the customer looks at me and says, oh, well, where is it actually from then? And I said, well, I mean, it's a Central American fish. They come from Mexico, Honduras, you know, what have you. I gave him the typical spiel on a Jack Dempsey. But guys, this was an electric blue Jack Dempsey. So then I told him, but these fish actually don't come from either one of those places. They're actually a man-made fish. And he said, well, what do you mean by that? I mean, what, man-made? And I was like, well, I don't mean that man made the fish. I mean that they isolated the gene that makes that fish that color, and then continued to breed them until they got that color of a fish. And that is absolutely where electric blue Jack Dempseys come from. They come from an aquarium where that gene is isolated and they're bred that way. They don't come from the wild. There is no such thing as a wild electric blue Jack Dempsey. There is also no such thing as an electric blue Jack Dempsey that comes from South America and the Amazon, and there's certainly no way that these fish occur naturally in nature, which means they don't come from Central America either. So I told him all this, and you know, excuse me guys, the owner, you know, after the customer had said, well, I'm never going to shop here again, I can't believe, you know, he just lied to me, you know, directly to my face, and I couldn't believe it either, to be honest with you. Like I said, he bastardized the store. Well, after that customer had left, you know, he then turned his focus on me. Said, you know, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I want you to leave my establishment. And I looked at him dead in his eyes and I said, well, first of all, sir, you don't have an establishment. You have a bastardized local fish store that shouldn't even be called a fish store anymore because you haven't done water changes in months. And he said, well, how'd you know that? And I said, you can smell it, dude. And then he said, and what do you know about electric blue Jack Dempseys? I got these from a reputable breeder. And I was like, I'm sure you did get them from a reputable breeder. He's probably the one that bred them to make them look like that. And he said, well, get out of my store. And I was like, hey, no problem, dude. I won't ever be back. So, moral of this story, guys, is that a lot of local fish stores are being bought out by these jokes of hobbyists that don't know shit about shit, and then ran into the ground. So basically, they're not going out of business. They're being ran into the ground by these people that don't know what they're talking about. You know, I was a freshwater manager at the True Percula. The owner of that store wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between a barb or a cichlid. I promise you he wouldn't. And that's a fact, guys. And, you know, that's a problem. I mean, how can you own a store, a local fish store, without knowing fish? So, you know, again, everything that Forrest said as far as them being junkie stores, more often than not, you know, unknowledgeable people working there, he's absolutely correct. They're giving LFSs a bad name. They're bastardizing them. You know, it's just people out for a quick buck. And, you know, in turn, they don't last very long, and normally they switch hands quite a few times until they're just ran into the ground or sucked dry to where you can't turn a profit if you wanted to. Because I actually looked at buying this store from her, and actually, after looking at you know, the way that area was trending and what it was kind of, you know, you kind of gotta look at, you know, local businesses as well, guys. When you're looking at setting up shop in a specific area, you want to look at what's around you. You want to, you know, take the community as a whole and look at it, because if you're, you know, if you're in a place where, you know, it's below poverty level, you know, area, you're not going to get many sales because, you know, I mean, aquariums, I mean, let's face it, guys, it can be expensive. Not to say that you can't set one up for 50 bucks. You can off Craigslist, absolutely. But if you want to go inside an LFS, there's no way. So, you know, you want a good mix of community. You know, you want the, you know, you want the riches along with the middle classes, the poors, all that, you know, and, you know, by no way am I judging, guys. You know, this is just business. I mean, you want to look at that kind of stuff. And after looking at that, you know, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't going to last that much longer anyway. And actually, there's a sign on that place now that says huge sale, which normally means going out of business. So if that tells you anything. So that's my take on it, guys. You know, they're being bastardized by people that don't know what they're doing. That or the original owner is being ran out by the internet because they can't compete. You know, and that comes to the backup plan of your business plan, guys. You know, if you make a business plan, which you should do when you start up a business, you got to make a backup plan so you can follow, you know, the trends in the market. You know, you got to do that kind of stuff, or you won't be successful. You know, I mean, you gotta account for the things that you need to, you know, spend money on, because we all know that you have to spend money to make money, guys. So, you know, that's my take on it. And you know, as always, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe. This is what I'm doing. This is what I've done. You know, be coming out with some more cool stuff this week. And yeah, so adios, guys. Hope y'all didn't, you know, I hope y'all didn't mind looking at my ugly mug for 21 minutes and 39 seconds. Peace.